I'll have to edit this out later when I get a chance. Other than that, hi again, everyone, and welcome back to PTM Racing. It is the final night in Season 5 for the Cup Series as 4 drivers, Pendle. Alright. Oh, I passed Dial's car here. I apologize. Dial on the number 12. Dylan and the number 9, the OG. And the number 32 of K-Taddy will lock horns and do battle here tonight at Michigan for one last chance at the Season 5 championship. I'm joined here tonight with my good friend and colleague, Ken, a.k.a. Moldy. Ken, it is great to have you with me here tonight, man. What an incredible season it's been. It's sad it's going to come to an end right now, but if we were going to go out, what a way to go out.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're going to hear seems like they're going to hear my voice a lot this weekend here, but I'm glad I could be joining you tonight. But yeah, this is shaping up to be a really good one. You got a lot of fast cars, 4 really fast guys, and I think it's anybody's race tonight.
Absolutely, indeed, and you really kind of hit it home too. Like these guys have been fast, hard-hitting drivers, and yet now here we are on a track that is really well known for fast, all-out, action-packed races. I mean, what a way to go out, in all honesty, for Season 5 on a track like this where the drafting is really good, where you can make your corners and really make some moves on the inside and outside. And considering these guys are running custom setups as well, there's no telling what they could do to their cars to get them working right and get them faster. So it's going to be interesting, in my opinion, to see what happens with this one.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think if anybody was watching last night, anything can happen. If anybody was watching McCarthy running, she got out of it a little bit last night, and man, she's so fast, she made it all the way up, and it just shows how elite show its true colors tonight. You'll see a lot of the top 4 up front tonight for sure. So the consistency that these guys had all season just amazes me, So
I agree wholeheartedly. Well, guys, this is it. We're going to head down to the track, and we have a little special something before we get started here tonight. And while we're doing that real quick here, just want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in each and every week. Everybody that has supported us and let us do what we do for you guys. We love you so much. We love all the support you give us. I know you probably get tired of me saying that, but tonight, this ain't just about us. Tonight, this is for our veterans and the people around us. It is Memorial Day weekend. So as we are going to take the cars 3 and 4 wide, we ask for a moment of silence. All right, guys. This is it.
Man, that was cool.
that was, you know, coming from a military family, man. Every time we do that, and we were given the privilege to get that done, it really warms the soul, warms the heart. I know I've said this before, but I really can't say enough how much I appreciate these guys, this league, and you guys as well that tune in each and every other week, and everything that goes down with this. It really makes you feel like we're not just a community of drivers, you know, having fun and just trying to put on a good show, but it feels like family. You know, these guys are out to prove each and every week, you know, what these great men and women have given to us, and to show our love and support that they do for us. It truly is something special here.
Yeah, you know, they make the ultimate sacrifice, so to speak, so we gotta definitely show our support for sure. But, as we come around here, it looks like we're gonna get things lined up.
We're gonna get lined up. It is Memorial Day weekend, but this is for all our troops, all our friends, all our families we've lost. We love you guys. This one's for you. Green flag high in the air. It's the final race for the Cup Series. Who's going to be the champion? Right off the bat.
I got to ask you, who do you got to pick tonight, bud?
I'm not picking anybody because I'm not doing a commentator's curse tonight. So I want to say one thing real quick though. I just realized we are short one driver. K-Taddy was not able to make it with us tonight. A Memorial Day obligations, and also he's a serviceman. So we appreciate your service, sir. Thank you for everything you've done. We hope you're watching this with us right now. Thank you again for everything, sir. As I say that, we're going down low here, coming out turn 4. Dial and Dylan already raging war as Dylan makes the move from the outside, looking in, takes it from Dial. But they're going to go side by side with number 14, excuse me, a JD Atkins. Big Smoke coming in there, taking us with no pit Pendle in the 38. It's a side by side battle for third place as we move forward here. Down the back straightaway, everyone looking pretty good so far, just trying to catch a draft and trying to find the right line here. Big Smoke's going to go side by side with Pottles now. Pottles, the throttle, will take over fourth, it looks like, coming out of turn 3, going into turn 4. And now it looks like Big Smoke actually will have a little bit of a run on that, with Naughty Milk Duds looking in as well.
Yeah, watching back here, sitting back, and you got the little pack going on up front with the top 3. There's a little battle going back here for the 4th position, it seems like, as Naughty Milk Duds, number 4 of Pottles, and the number 14 of JD. But I don't know, man. I don't think I really had the broadcaster's curse because I picked you to win last night, so I'm going to go with JD tonight because he seems really fast. He's been consistent all season, and I think he's got a legitimate shot. And there's still plenty of time with this race to go. I wouldn't count anybody out at this point. It's still very early on in the race. But,
Indeed. But I mean, if you had to pick anyone from the top 3 in this case, because these 3 right now up front battling for the lead, they are the guys that are trying to win the Season 5 champion. Which one of these 3, Pendle, Dylan, or Dial, which one would you choose if you were one of them right now?
You know what? I mean, I'd maybe a little biased. The number 12 car is my favorite, but I'd say the number 12 Dial. I mean, obviously he's out front right now, but he seems to have the lines figured out so far, and he's a very strong driver. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to pick him. I'll have to pick anybody from the top 3 right now.
Yeah, Dial has been strong, and I believe last time out he did win the season championship and Cup Series, so he technically is the reigning defending champion right now. So if anyone has the pressure on him, it's probably himself right now, because he's got Dylan and Pendle right beside him, just battling him back and forth, just trying to get ahead of one another and still defend the championship. So but it's interesting that these guys are going at it so hard early on in stage 1. I know last night when we were racing Homestead, we had an absolute bar burner of a battle there. As I say that real quick here, Dial actually gets pushed back a little bit, and Pendle makes the move off the draft on Dylan, takes second place over. Now he looks to take over first as they go into turn 1.
Down coming in here in turn 1, we have the number 9 taking a low line. It seems like not a lot of people are on the high line yet, but I think later in the race as the track works in, I think a lot of people are going to find that that's a really good line to run here, because I don't know. It seems it's more what you're comfortable with, and I think if you get comfortable running that, I think that there's a lot of passes to be made up there. But like I said, everybody's running down low. It's still early in the race for sure. So
Absolutely, indeed. And the thing is, like, I think we kind of talked about it too. A couple when we were running trucks here. Even though we were running the presets, when you're going on this track, it is very possible you can run high line here and the middle as long as you have a little bit of a draft and a little bit of speed, and also have the right setup to really maintain position off the first half, and then going into turn 2 or 4. And riding off that, because that's where you can really get loose or crooked if you're not careful. Whereas the bottom line, as you've seen earlier, a lot of those guys try to hit that line more because of the consistency they can use from the inside looking in. As we get a battle here right now, still Dylan and Pendle going back and forth one another. No one seems to have an advantage. Still side by side. 38 trying to pull ahead just a little bit. Dylan still maintaining position though.
yeah, looking at it as a point of view from last night, I've seen a lot of this going on. Is the top two battling out so much, they're running each other so hard, they might be actually slowing each other down. Person in third can capitalize on that, and I've seen that happen a lot. I think especially in stage one, for sure. So I don't know.
It's gonna be hard to tell, man. Like I could tell you last night when we were running, like, oh, hold on a minute, I'm gonna cut myself off there real quick. Pendle going down low out of turn 3, going into 4, takes the lead from Dylan. Dial right behind him, and the number 12 going to give him a little bit of a push draft there, going into the front straightaway. Looks like Pendle and Dial will maintain position and get ahead of Dylan there, as now the drivers still back and forth with one another. Remember, folks, these 3 drivers right here are looking to win the Season 5 championship. And if there was ever a track you were going to find this kind of action, it's definitely on this one. This is not a track you can make a mistake on, but at the same time, you have room for error if you can continue to draft. So the question is, can they hold on to that draft and maintain position? Because these 3 right now are just going back and forth with one another.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going back and forth. Like I said earlier, it shows the talent of these guys that are up in points, running 1, 2, and 3. It just shows how consistent they've been and how fast they are.
Indeed, yes, indeed, very much so. With kind of the way things go and all that, it's amazing to me, especially on a talent level, how much there is of these drivers that come on each and every week and that really fight for that season championship or just try to get into the points race, much less. And the fact that these 3, you know, really have made it this far and, you know, taken on the talent pool that there was, I feel like is truly something that needs to be, you know, respected and memorized, because these guys are going to be fighting for a long time for this championship here tonight. Get a little bit of a look in the back here. Looks like Naughty Milk does in that beautiful looking camo, number 48. Salute to the troops. Looks like he's got a little bit of front end damage there. Shouldn't affect him too bad. I think he'll get it fixed up by the time we get to stage 2 here. Rowdy Silver's number 95 there. Good look at him. Big Smoke, the number 14, JD Atkins, rocking that beautiful paint scheme as well. Number 19, a G Pre, also in there. He's always been in the hunt. Good driver, and it sounds like he'll be going with us to the Xfinity Series next season. We can't wait to have you there. Dr. Robbie Bobby, he's been a contestant all season. He just hasn't had a catch a break whatsoever and had some troubles. And the throttle in the number 4 of that Kevin Harvick machine. And we're going to get back up to the front here and watch the battle for Dial, Dylan, and Pendle as they're still going back and forth with each other. I guess that's one thing we can rely on now tonight, is they're going to keep going back and forth with one another.
Oh, I love it, man. I love going back and forth because, you know, you often wonder, you know, is it really worth it to run it this hard? But, I mean, I don't know. It's so fun to watch these guys go back and forth. And, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, man. I was just kind of grunting myself there.
It's definitely interesting to watch the Cup guys, and I appreciate the opportunity to broadcast the Cup Series with these elite drivers. You know, not knocking any other league, but these guys are so fast with the custom setups. But yeah, it's so fun to watch these guys, man. Especially because if I'm not being in here, usually I'm watching on TV out in my living room, and it's so cool to watch.
It really is, yeah. And one thing that really, obviously, going for real NASCAR to what we do in this series, you know, the drivers that race now, I think, honestly, are probably one of the more. Obviously, they're veteran drivers on the track and off the track, but when you change it from the real stuff to going to what we do here on the online all-time racing, like, it's much harder in my opinion, because you can really lose a lot more traction, a lot more ground if you're not careful. It's not.
They seem like they're almost less forgiving. You know, you hear a lot of drivers say they play the video games, and it's like, you know, you're not in an actual car, so you just run it as hard as you can, and you know, doing that, you can run the car into the ground very, very quickly.
Absolutely, indeed, and remember the difference is also is I guess you could say that we're allowed to get some restarts in and fix our car up, whereas not so much in the other stuff.
Yeah, that is definitely a big help there. There's no reset button or damage fix, you know.
Yeah, exactly there. All right, guys, we're gonna go green flag here for stage 2. That stage 1 just ended there. We're gonna see who can maintain position and get the win. Remember though, folks, stage 1, stage 2 does not matter. When you get to stage 3, the final stage, these 3 you see right now, well, let's just say what you saw earlier, they may be a little more aggressive. Let's just say that.
And last night, you know, the aggression just starts to get more and more towards the end of the race, especially, you know, you're in a points race, man. You're going to be getting a little bit more bumper than you usually do. You're going to be running a little bit harder in turn, but at the same time, though, you can make a lot of mistakes doing that for sure. And I think that the longer this race goes on, the more aggressive you're going to see people get. I mean, at least I know I would. What do you think?
I could say from last night when we were running the championship, that final stage, I was very more aggressive on the turns than I really was in the first 2 stages, even though I, you know, had said in the car I was getting kind of sweaty with my hands there, because I was just making sure that I held my line and hit my spots each time. But on that final stage, man, there's something like that comes over you. You want to win so bad, you want to stay in that hunt, but then you realize, like, you gotta fight for everything it's worth. And that means sometimes you gotta be way more aggressive and just way harder on the turns. And you know, I'm glad it worked for me last night, but if I'm gonna be the first one to be honest with you, and going back and looking at it last night, I was not the fastest by any means. I believe McCarthy had a much faster truck, and if she got where we were in stage 3, she would have won. I'm not gonna, you know, discredit her in whatsoever, and I'm not gonna take away from the win, but you know, McCarthy last night, in my opinion, was the faster of our drivers, and I just got a little bit of a break was all, and that's the only reason I won.
It seems like you got to end up in the right spot at the right time, you know. And I mean, I don't know, watching a lot of people that the consistency of it, though, you know, just driving smooth and stuff. I know, like you said, something comes over you. Like, I wasn't in points or anything like that, but dude, you get out front and like you're first place, man, your heart's beating. You're like in the zone, you know. Like you almost get sort of a runner's high, so to speak. It's pretty cool.
It really is, yes, and I think that's kind of what we're trying to bring in right now. Is just like you see these guys right now, like they're going side by side here now. The 43, actually, young RCN, he has now fought his way up into there, rocking that U.S. Air Force number 43, sweet looking ride there. It looks like number 4, Paul's the Throttle. She's actually starting to come back into this. She's fighting up to get to the top spot. But you know, the thing is with these 3 drivers, and even the other drivers tonight, like they're trying to, you know, just get a win in. They're going to get aggressive and they're going to fight hard, but I think what's interesting is that these guys have no give or no care when, you know, it comes to just how it feels after a while, because it's like, you know, you have your common respect and you know you're not supposed to, you know, do certain things, but when you're out on that track, man, you're in the lead and you're trying to fight for a spot, you just, something comes over to you where you just fight for everything it's worth, and if it means having to go side by side or maybe even a little bump or two, you know what? Racing's racing. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's the whole thrill of it. And right now, everybody's still much more packed together than last time on stage 1 there.
Yeah, you see an open hole, man. You're gonna take it as the number 12 of what do you call it? Sorry, I'm not used to announcing for this, but the number 12 of Dial. He sees a little hole and he takes it. He looks really fast. He got into it on the backstretch there a little bit into the wall, but it didn't really seem to slow him down too much.
No, it really didn't, actually. And right now, he is... whoa! And as I say that, he got loose coming out of there. Oh, he's spinning. He's got problems.
There he goes.
Now, unlike last night, I believe that it's going to call for a caution. I think.
Yeah.
Or are they going to call for the...
For if you're in the top 4 for points, I think they call a manual caution. I could be wrong.
Or maybe they're not going to do it till the final stage. Okay, so they're going to do what we did last night. They're going to wait till the final stage. So I was just about to say, like... they don't call the caution until one of the 3 or 4 in this case, or well 4, but now 3 in this case, are supposed to get spun out or wrecked. So that way we can get everybody relined up back together and, you know, give a fair fighting chance. But it looks like we're going to do that only in the 3rd stage. So that does make sense because we did that last night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the advantage of running this game. You know, it's a lot different than like actual racing. You know, it changes it up. It makes like for a pretty fair fight for everybody in the top 4, but 3 running tonight for points.
I don't know what you're talking about game, man. Sometimes I feel like this ain't even a game. I feel like this is legit real life when I'm on that track. It's like, yeah, I got used to this wheel I got, man. And like, I love the heck out of it, but even on controller, like when I got up in there, and we were talking about earlier when we get into the first place, it's so easy to get your palms sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy, and all that, and it's just, it gets you going, brother. It can get everything in you out of control, and you just don't know what you're doing. Like, and I get the same feeling when I'm legit racing. Like, it just happens. But enough of that talk. Right now, here, folks, look at this battle for the lead yet again. Dylan and Pendle back and forth one another. They just will not let each other get away from one another. As Young RCN looks like he's playing the middle ground. He's giving one a push, and then he's giving the other a push, probably to make this interesting, or he might be waiting for them to make a mistake and get ahead. He is right.
That's what I said earlier. You hop into, you know, you're in that 3rd position, and you got the first 2 guys, they're running back and forth so hard that, you know, it's like, well, I'm just going to wait until one of them mess up, you know, like, honestly, I mean, that's where I would want to be. I'd kind of stay back there as much as I could, as stupid as it sounds, but.
I mean, I don't blame you at the same time, but like, if you have a run, you have a chance, you know, you might as well get it, go for it. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking a chance in racing, but I think I want to ask you this, and I think you might have already answered this, but if you were Young RCN right now, and this was the final stage, but you're right there and you see these 2 going at it, do you at one point just see them get loose and you want to back off, or do you try to make the move and get around them? If they're getting...
No, I'd take that opportunity. I'd see a hole, man. I would take that as soon as I could, especially if it, like you said, stage 3. You know, all the marbles on the table. You know, it's coming down to the wire. You don't have another opportunity to do that. So, I mean, you could stay back hypothetically and wait for somebody else to mess up. That's no guarantee. You gotta take it. You can get it.
That is a very good point. I say that because I was watching a couple races ago. I don't remember which one, but like, I saw it was one of the drivers had got loose coming out of turn 4, and they were able to save it. However, the 3rd place guy had managed to get around the 2nd place driver that ended up getting a little bit of a licking with the 1st place, and it looked to be like he could have backed off really easily, but he had like a very narrow gap to make the move, and yet he was able to make that work perfectly. But on our screen, like, you kind of question, like, is it worth trying to go through it and make the move, or do you just, you know, let off and try to stay out of the way of trouble so you don't ruin something? But it's all different mindset in racing.
It's the end of the season. You gotta think what you can get. That's my I mean, that's true too. It's definitely different watching these guys instead of running. That is a very big thing. We watch them here. In car, it looks a heck of a lot different, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime you're on the track or you're watching live with us right now, we'll go on the onboard here with Apollo's the Throttle and give you a good look on like what she's seeing. You know, when you're on this track and you're looking at this image right here, you know, there's no telling what will happen or what will come of it, because of how much movement there is and how much, you know, you're seeing these cars sway back and forth or even just look like they're staying straight. Sometimes you just don't know when it's going to come down, man. It just happens. But as stage 2 has come to an end here, we're going to quickly turn over to a commercial break here, so we'll be right back after these commercial messages. Oh yeah, man, I've been playing these games for so long, I need something new.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I've got a brand new game you can play right now that's worth every spit and lit you can get. It's called Dirt Tracking for your mobile Android and iOS devices. This is the best racing game on the market.
Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. It's dirt track. If you're mobile Android and iOS devices, it is a fantastic dirt track racing game full of modifieds, late models, and the sprint cars. Or excuse me, late models is the dirt track and 2 app. We will get to that as well. But dirt track, if you're mobile Android and iOS devices, is the free-to-play version with the modified sprint cars, midgets, as I said before. Looking for a good game to play on the go because you can't race with us, but you want to still throw down on the dirt. Look no further than dirt tracking for the mobile Android and iOS devices. And then of course, special shout out to Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. I know that my guy over here, Moldy, he got something nice from them. Well, what'd you get over there as we go to the green flag here for stage 3, the final stage?
Oh man, they hooked me up, man. I got into a sweet Jeep, you know. I don't know, there's a lot of people that like those, but man, I'll tell you what, they give you really good deals on that stuff, so you definitely got to go check them out if you're in the area, Coatesville, Pennsylvania, Chester County. For sure, check them out.
Absolutely indeed. All right, guys. Well, the green flag was flying high in the air. This is your final stage. We are currently on lap 33 of 50. So this is it. There's 2 drivers right now battling for the lead, and those 2, if one of them gets ahead of one another, will become the champion. But Dial right now in the number 12, he's coming back up as well. He's fighting here.
Yeah, you're going to see the aggression level go up, and you see as Patos gets in the back of the number 38 of Pendle. You know, it's the end of the season, last stage. You're hanging it all on the line. You know, you're not going to leave anything back. You don't want to have that, what if I did that and I could have won, you know?
I mean, if you're going to make a move and you want to win, you know, what better time than to do it literally on this track, right here, right now, in front of a whole crowd of people that are with us right now on YouTube. And I will get to the comments here in just a little while, but you know, for everybody that has been running with us all season long, you know, this is truly one of the best guys and gals out there that run each and every other week. You know, they just cannot stop whatsoever when it comes to this stuff. They will give everything they have and anything they can just to win. And I think that's something to be respected, and frankly, you know, not a lot of people see enough of that. As I say that real quick here, Powell's got almost 3 wide there with Pendle and Dylan trying to take a batch for the lead, but manages to hold off as she falls back 1 spot. Dial now, I said it before, I'll say it again, he just came back up as to be expected. Side by side now for the lead. It's a 4-way battle for this one. Dylan, the OG, and the number 9 Dial trying to dial up his own number in the 12, 38 of Pendle, and Pottles the throttle and the number 4 just absolutely going at it with one another. And here comes Rowdy and the number 95 now. Looks like we're going to go 3 wide possibly. No, they will hold off. Pottles and Rowdy getting a little bit loose there. No shift. Pendle will now finally get back up there.
Yeah, as we see as the racing goes on, this battle goes on. You've seen that last turn there. I don't know if anybody noticed, but 2 people took the high line, and you know they held out pretty good. And that's why I said you can run that. You can run not any line, but you can make a lot of lines fast in this track. And I think that's going to work. Is everybody's running the bottom, you're going to see people run up top to make a better run at it because there's just going to be more room.
Indeed, and I think that's one thing a lot of people, you know, keep seeming to forget is that when you're running that high line, it's almost like Talladega. As long as you have a draft partner and you have somebody that can help you, you can run any line you really want. The only thing I would say is like if you're running probably right where Dial and Pendle are, you probably don't want to get too higher up because you're going to go straight into the wall. And as I say that, we got problems.
They're going around. That sends 2 people in the pits there.
That was Pendle and Rowdy there. Number 95, Rowdy getting loose and taken out. Unfortunately, the caution is called here. It looks like that's going to be a manual restart. So we're going to get these guys all recentered up and restarted back up. Remember, folks, we said it before. We'll say it again. If a driver in the top 4 gets wrecked or loose, they will be put back in the back. However, the caution will be called out to give them a fair chance. Yeah, Rowdy got really loose there, bumped out. Trying to find Pendle, see how much damage he got. It looks like he's in the pits, ready to go there.
Yeah, I think they both got forced down in the pits there on that crash, it seems like.
It seems like it indeed. Well, go ahead. I'm going to go over real quick to the comment section and see how our old friends are doing and see how they're doing tonight. Also, folks, if you're just now tuning in for the very first time and you've never seen us before, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It's good to have everybody on here live tonight as well. Thank you, Hoffy. Thank you, Ashley. And thank you, Thunderfunk, for joining us here tonight. Looks like we got some people rooting for Dylan, and it looks like we got some rooting for Robbie Bobby. So looks like we got a few people definitely going for everyone and anyone tonight. So we got ourselves quite a lineup. So let's hopefully we get some good racing in here.
Wide range of fans tonight for sure.
Absolutely, indeed. See Rowdy here getting back on pace, trying to catch up to the leaders and the front. Looks like everybody has pitted, so they will take fresh tires on this one. I forget, Moldy, do you have the counter for how much the fuel run was and how much the tires were on this one?
Let me check my notes here. I had to gather them together real quick. But the fuel run's 22 laps, and the final stage is 21 laps, so they should be good.
All right. Well, look at this here, folks. Looks like Paul's the throttle will get the jump start on that. She actually will take over first. Dial will follow behind. JD Atkins following there as well. Younger Cien. Dylan actually got the last spot out of that. Wow.
Little strategy going on. You know, you can take right sides, so you can get track position. You know, and I think a lot of people are going to do that here. If you can make two right sides work, you can definitely be fast. But you know, those guys in those fresh tires, I don't know. There's nothing like having 4 fresh tires under you. So
I'll say this: when we ran here last time for trucks, I think there was a few times where you had the option to take 2 tires, and I remember a few folks said they were going to take only 2 tires. I think on that one I ended up only I took 4 because I didn't trust the long run set of it. You know, it worked out fine for me. But for some, 2 tires is good enough to run with what they need just to get around. So, but for now anyway, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this ends up being. It looks like Dylan will get his spot back up in 3rd, and it looks like Dial, Pendle, and Dylan will be right next to each other. Follows the throttle. She's going to lead the way for these 3 drivers.
This will be a shootout for sure.
There is, after this lap here, 11 laps remaining, so you can take your bet, folks, who you want to win, who you want to see win. Well, like I said, I'm not taking any bets, but apparently Moldy over here thinks it's fine to take some bets, so hashtag not illegal gambling. Anyway, all right, guys, back to the track here. Waiting for the green flag. The green flag high in the air. Flagman says, let's get this going. Here we go. One more time for the Season 5 Cup Series Championship.
As we go into turn 1 here, we got Piles of Throttle, the number 4 car up front, followed by Dylan, the number 9 car, and we have the number 43 behind them.
Young RCN, number 43, yep.
And looks like they're going to go too wide here into the turn as Young RCN makes his way up, pushes Dylan. I think it's going to leave Bottles to hang dry up there in the middle line, but don't count her out yet, though. It looks like she's got a little bit of help coming behind her, so...
A little bit of movement back there. Heard some cars banging up a little bit there. Young RCN trying to hold his line, make his move. Dylan and Pendle and Dial, they're still right behind them, trying to catch a draft. Looks like they're going to do a 3-line car draft. And here we go, folks, coming out of the turn outside. Young RCN going to the high line with Pottles. Maybe trying to make that high line work, as you said earlier there, Moldy.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to work into a lot of people's advantage at the end of the night. I think they got a little trick up their sleeve, and everybody's going to run low. So, I don't know.
As we say that here, side by side yet again, Dial and Young RCN battling it out here. And here comes Big Smoke, number 14, JD Atkins. He's looking to finally punch his ticket in here and maybe get a win for the last race of the season. But right now, everybody maintaining position, maintaining consistency, and keeping things clean. Boy, what a battle, what a series we've had this season. Just so many great battles and so much good times. But now we're literally watching 10 of the best of PTM's drivers on a custom setup and in the Cup Series, battling it out one more time for the win, for recognition, and honestly for bragging rights. But man, there's something special about that. I know I said it too many times already, but it really is, like, there is something unique and awesome just to see these guys going at it like that.
Yeah, you know, if you watch these guys from the beginning of the season, before I say that, they're going 3 wide.
Three wide, here we go. Look at this. I was about to say, going into the turn, Dylan, Dial, and Pendle were 3 wide. They're battling for it, and it looks like Pendle and Dial will maintain it. Pendle gets a little bit of a run. There is only 8 laps remaining, folks. it's anyone's race. And now look at this. Young RCN, the 43 is pushing his way up. They're going to go 3 wide yet again. Dylan and Pottles and our Young RCN side by side coming out of turn 4. It is anybody's race. Dylan needs to get out of this and get back up to the front and battle with the other two. You do not want to be in this the whole time here.
Yeah, you don't want to race your way out of it, you know, so to speak. But like I said, back to what I was saying, you know, watching these guys from the beginning of the season, the week in and week out, the battles that they have, it's so fun to watch, and the dedication that these guys take to this league is for sure appreciated. You know, everybody watching, they see it every week, especially if you've been watching it since the beginning of the season, or you're just joining in, that week in and week out, you got to battle no matter what series you're in, you know?
And really, I mean, obviously commentary doesn't do justice for how good these guys are and how good, you know, things have been, but right now, folks, as we're coming down the wire with only 6 laps remaining, Dial now finally making the move around Pendle, going side by side there, and now Dylan looking to finally get back in this. Look at this, folks. They are just going to go back and forth one another. Pendle pulls a slider, Dial pulls a slider, side by side, and Pendle regains the lead. However, here comes that OG, the number 9. He's fighting, and he's saying, I want this one. I don't want any of these two up here to win. Penn looks like Piles of Throttle giving a little bit of a boost to Young RCN. Dial a little loose, coming out of turn 4. Dylan holding off. Oh, but Doctor, we got ourselves a run here, folks. Let's go.
Man, this racing up front, man, this is insane. This is a dogfight at this point, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm getting out of breath already. We're not finished the race. 5 laps remaining this one, and it is still a battle for the lead. Dial, Dylan, and Pendle side by side one another, going back and forth with one another. One has the lead, then another takes it. It is anyone's race, and as I say that, we might have a 3 wide salute here. Look at this, coming out of turn 4, Dylan trying to squeeze in. Dial holds his line. 3 wide down the front stretch for the lead. Oh my goodness, and Young RCN is pulling in there. He wants a piece of the pie. He wants to get in this one. It's still a close battle. And now JD Atkins, Big Smoke is trying to get in there. Pottles of Throttle still with them. Battle for the lead. Any of these guys right now could take this, but the top 3 are just doing war with one another. Holy smokes, folks.
Yeah, they're not holding anything back. Like I said, they're going to see this aggression really, really pump up here. It's just been getting a lot more and more. And I mean, look at everybody up front. They're all close. They're not giving anybody an inch for sure. This number 38, a no shit Pendle rides on number 12 Dial's car, but right next to him has got number 9. So going into this turn, man, this is such a dogfight. This has got to be some of the best battling I've seen.
We almost had another 3 wide salute there as Young RCN backed out of that one. Probably trying to keep the race clean and simple. Nicely done there from him. A good save there. Dylan now. Oh no, Dylan's loose. Dylan's loose. And Atkins looks like he got a little loose.
Yeah, Pottles got around there.
She got around, man, to save it though. Great driving on her end as we get as still the battle continues. We are down, folks, to the last 2 laps. 2 to go.
I'll take a breath for this one. We're going to be holding it the entire time.
I don't think anyone's taking a breath now. I think they're just trying to figure out how to get around one another. Look at this. No shift Pendle. He's going to make the move. He's going around the inside of Dylan. Dylan can't hold his line. Going to try to get that draft back on him. And Pendle got loose. Dial is now taking over. Man. He is way ahead of him. This is the final lap coming up on the next straightaway here. Oh, yeah, my goodness.
This could be a case of the same thing last night. Like you said, you got out front, man. You just ran away with it. I mean, we got a lap left. I don't know if it's going to be able to catch them.
I'd say right now, like these 4 drivers right here, they're going to have to get a draft. This is the final lap here, folks. Anybody's race. And right now, Dial is running away from these guys as JD Atkins, Big Smoke, and the number 14 does battle one more time with the number 43 and a Young RCN. Dylan and Pendle got loose on one another out of turn 2, and it cost both of them. And it looks like coming out of turn 3, going into turn 4. He was your champion last season. He's your champion this season. Ladies and gentlemen, he dialed up his own number. Dial the number 12 will be Season 5 PTM Racing Cup Series champion.
Hey, I told you, man. There's no broadcaster's curse for me. I picked it. I told you.
Well, you picked it this time and it worked, but last time you ended up picking me a few times. I ended up wrecking, so thanks a lot there.
Had to get you out of the way there, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure you did. Anyway, Dial takes the win here tonight. Young RCN number 43 will finish second. Number 14, a big smoke, JD Atkins. He got third place. Number 4, ninth place or fourth place will go to number 9 of Dylan the OG. 38 of No Shit Pendle. We're just gonna call him Pendle in fifth place. We're waiting on the unofficial results real quick here, folks. Still getting everybody figured out. Sixth spot will go to Naughty Milk Duds, number 48. Seventh will go to the number 95 and Rowdy Silvers. Eighth place goes to Pottles the Throttle. And Dr. Robbie Bobby will finish ninth in number 96 car, and then G Pre in the 10th place, finishing out the entire field. You did see him get loose earlier. Now, folks, last night we had a little special thing for you. And yeah, we did our 3-wide salute and all that, but we're not quite done yet. We're gonna give Dial here a little time on the track and let him show us how a burnout is done on Michigan. As the drivers get all cooperated out and settled in, we'll bring everybody together here. But Moldy, man, oh man, oh man, what an incredible
words
race!
Can't even describe that one, man. That was just insane.
It absolutely was. One quick thing in the comments section. Thank you, Rod Christensen, for tuning in. Thank you for your support on the announcing tonight. We're gonna get everybody in here real quick. We're gonna get Dial, Young RCN, and Big Smoke, the number 14, JD Atkins, and we'll talk with them here in just a minute. We'll go third, second, and first if we can do that tonight, and then while we let Dial do his little burnouts. So. All right. So we got Atkins in the booth. Do we got Young RCN and Dial in the booth?
Yes, sir. Young RCN's here.
We got everybody? All right. Okay, Dial. We're going to go ahead to the start-finish line here. We'll get across and then have fun.
Oh, boy.
All you got, just do it. Do it for Dale, man. Come on,
yeah,
give us a good
Dale,
burnout.
Send it. Go full send. Especially after a run like that. Holy crap.
Man, I'm still speechless, man. That was an incredible time, an incredible race, man. Oh man. And I just got word that Dial is actually a 3-in-a-row champ. Is that right, Dial?
See, that is correct.
That is correct.
a lot of people were putting pressure on me. But now, I don't know now. It's a lot to look forward to next season, yes.
Well, we'll talk more about that here in just a minute. Go ahead and let's get across the finish line here and let him at it. All right.
Hey Crusader, change the view of your car.
It's already on the hood.
No, out of the hood.
Out of the hood? How do you want it, like that?
Crusader, change the view of your car. It's already on the hood. Yeah, like that.
All right, guys. Well, Dial continues his burnouts for our great crowd here.
Full car shown.
It's only right that I just parked right here.
There.
Like your square bump again, Crusader. And again. There you go.
He put it in victory lane here tonight. We'll get to him in just a sec. All right, guys. We get to our third place finish here tonight. JD Big Smoke Atkins. Congratulations on top 3 here tonight. You've been consistent all around this entire season. Didn't quite pull it out, to get in the top 4 this time, but you definitely got some momentum going into tomorrow night's top 4 race at Auto Club there, my friend.
Yeah, this thing, I had probably the slowest car I've ever had all year, and just, it worked out. I was in a good place when they wrecked up front, but congrats to Dial on championship. He's been fast all year. I was a little off early in the season. I wish I could have got my stuff together a little 2 or 3 weeks sooner than I did, but all good. going to tomorrow night.
Absolutely, live and learn, but live by the code. Racing's racing, man. You did a great job here tonight. Congratulations on a top 3 finish, brother.
Thank you.
Young RCN coming in second place here tonight. Didn't quite make the podium for that first place spot, but man, you sure pulled off some runs here tonight, man. All season round.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
What was the key tonight that you had to do to really stay in that top half and to really, get into chance at victory lane here tonight?
Well, just try to stay in the front draft. That was the biggest thing. It took me forever to get to the front there in the first stage, and once I did, it was just hard to stay there. And to be honest, I lost it there in the third stage. My my 19-month-old daughter come here and tried to climb up my back, and I went kind of straight up into the wall going into one, and if it would have been for that caution, I would have been riding around in the back there. But
she trying to pull a Denny Hamlin on you?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Shoot, man.
Shout out to her for sure. My wife's a little mad at me right now, but it's all good. I was able to get back up there. I just wanted to stay out of their way, and it was a lot of pedaling the throttle there for a while.
Absolutely.
But, you get big runs, but I didn't want to dive under somebody and cause a big mess and take somebody out, so I just tried to mind my business and let it play out.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on your back-to-back wins this season. We're glad you could join us, as well as JD Atkins. Thank you so much for coming in this season and racing with us, of course. Can't wait to see you next season, brother.
Definitely. Thanks a lot. Thank y'all for having me. Thanks for Pottles. Appreciate you having me in your league. This is an awesome league. I really enjoy it.
Absolutely, indeed. All right, guys. He put it in victory lane here tonight, even though he's parked over there because he blew that engine as usual. It is Dial, the number 12, and at Bernard Chevrolet. Congratulate, or what is that? Chevrolet or is that Ford? I'm sorry. Ford. Okay. He puts that number 12 from Menards Ford Mustang into pit victory lane here tonight. Congratulations, Dial. What an incredible season for you. 3 in a row, man. I don't think it gets any better than that. What did you have to do on those last few laps when you saw Pendle and Dylan get loose out of turn 2 there?
Well, I was just so far ahead there after that I just, I don't know, pretty much turned off my mirror and just hit my marks. I knew if I did that it was land home. My car was definitely not where I wanted it to be. It was pretty bad. It got a little bit better there in the third stage. I made a couple adjustments, but I for sure think Pendle might have had the car to beat, but sometimes things fall your way, and this is how it turns out.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely,
Caught a good break
indeed.
there, it seems like, for sure.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of a gap on them when they got together. I'm not sure if it would have been enough, but you take what you can get.
Indeed, my friend, man. It's, like I said, 3 in a row. I don't think you can ask for anything more important than that and anything more special, but on a day like this and on a track like this, that's something to be mesmerized tonight, man. Well respected. Great job tonight, Dial.
Great
Thank
job
you.
all season, bud, for sure.
Yep, got to come back stronger now to get the 4 in a row.
Hey,
We got season 6 just right around the corner, so if you haven't tuned in already, folks, on YouTube, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to that, because we can't wait to bring you season 6. But before we end tonight, Dial, one more thing, just congratulations again, man. 3 in a row. Can't ask for anything better than that. Put in victory lane here tonight. We can't wait to see you next season, brother.
Thank you guys. You guys do good work.
I appreciate it. All right, well, we're going to say one more thing real quick to our sponsors. Dirt Tracking for your mobile, Android, and iOS devices. Thank you again for supporting us all season round. And I also believe Dial actually has a little present from them coming soon, but don't quote me on that. And then, of course, if you're looking for the best mobile game on the market that you can play for free and have fun with your friends and family, Dirt Tracking for your mobile, Android, and iOS devices, or Dirt Tracking 2 is the way to go. Dirt Tracking is free. Dirt Tracking 2 is only a few bucks, but it is a lot of fun. Be sure to check it out on your mobile, Android, and iOS devices. And then, of course, out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania, thank you again, Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep, for your support. You guys have done a great thing for us this season, being able to be one of our sponsors and helping us out. Thank you again so much for that. But then, of course, thank you so much to our friends, our family, and everybody out there that tunes in each and every week to watch us. We can't do this without you guys. We love you all. Thank you so much. And, of course, it is Memorial Day. To all our fallen brothers and sisters, our family and friends that have lost a loved one, we salute you here tonight as we did our 3-watt salute here tonight. Thank you again for all you've done, and this country would not be what it is without you guys. It's the land of the free because of the brave. Well, guys, time to end the night. For out of PTM Racing, Ken, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Get a little burnout or two in, and let's call it a night. From all of us at PTM Racing, be sure to tune in tomorrow night for the last race of Season 5. Xfinity will go to war at Auto Club. 4 drivers look to win. Who's going to take it? Well, you'll hear Mr. Ken have the call tomorrow night. From all of us here at PTM Racing for the Custom Cut Series in Season 5, I'm Crusader saying good night and be safe.